In the heart of the 20th century, Japan rose from a proud empire to a nation consumed by war. Within 15 years, it transformed from an ambitious power to a country reduced to ashes. This is the story of Japan in World War II, the strategies that drove its leaders, the tragedies that scarred its people, and the aftermath that reshaped its destiny. The roots of Japan's wartime journey lie in the 1930s, when militarism began to dominate the nation's politics. Driven by the vision of the Greater East Asia Co-Prosperity Sphere, Japan sought to expand its influence across Asia. In 1931, its forces invaded Manchuria, establishing a puppet state that fueled further ambition. By 1937, Japan had plunged into full-scale war with China, launching brutal campaigns that shocked the world. At home, propaganda glorified the emperor, urging citizens to see sacrifice as honor. A sense of destiny consumed the nation, and the path to global conflict became inevitable. By the early 1940s, Japan's hunger for resources collided with American resistance. The United States imposed oil embargoes, strangling Japan's ability to fuel its military machine. Inside Tokyo, leaders debated their choices: negotiate or strike first. The decision was bold and devastating. On December 7, 1941, Japanese planes soared over Pearl Harbor, unleashing destruction on the U.S. Pacific Fleet. In a single morning, battleships burned and thousands died. For Japan, it was a stunning victory. But beneath the triumph, a shadow loomed. The attack had awakened a giant. In the months that followed, Japan swept across the Pacific with breathtaking speed. The Philippines, Malaya, Singapore, and Indonesia all fell under its control. Soldiers marched, fleets advanced, and the rising sun flag flew over vast territories. Japan's strategy was clear: expand rapidly before the Allies could regroup. Yet, as their empire grew, so did the challenge of maintaining it. Occupied populations resisted, supply lines stretched thin, and beneath the victories lay cracks that would soon widen. The turning point came in June 1942 at the Battle of Midway. American codebreakers deciphered Japanese plans, allowing U.S. carriers to ambush the fleet. For Japanese carriers were sunk, shifting the balance of power. From Guadalcanal to the island-hopping campaigns, the Allies pressed forward. Japan's strategy faltered as American industry unleashed a torrent of ships, planes, and weapons. The war that once seemed winnable now became a desperate struggle for survival. For civilians, the war was relentless. Food grew scarce, homes darkened under air raid sirens, and entire families labored for the war effort. Children drilled with bamboo spears, prepared to defend their homeland. Propaganda films filled theaters, urging citizens to endure hardship with loyalty to the emperor. Every household felt the weight of war, and every city braced for the devastation to come. Beyond Japan's shores, tragedy multiplied. In China, the Nanjing massacre claimed hundreds of thousands of lives. In laboratories of Unit 731, prisoners suffered unspeakable experiments. Women across Asia were forced into brothels, enduring exploitation as so-called comfort women. These crimes left scars that history cannot erase. And even today, they remain wounds that shape Japan's relationship with its neighbors. By 1945, Allied bombers turned Japan's cities into infernos. Tokyo, once vibrant, became a sea of fire during the March raids. Wooden homes collapsed in flames, and entire neighborhoods vanished overnight. Civilians fled through smoke and ash, seeking water as firestorms consumed everything. Tens of thousands perished, and the heart of the nation burned. Then came the final blow. On August 6, 1945, a blinding flash lit the skies over Hiroshima. In seconds, the city was flattened, and tens of thousands were gone. 3 days later, Nagasaki met the same fate. Survivors, the hibakusha, wandered amid ruins, their bodies scarred by heat and radiation. The atomic bomb was unlike anything the world had ever seen. An end to war, but also the dawn of a terrifying new age. Amid the devastation, Japan's leaders faced an impossible choice. On August 15th, Emperor Hirohito spoke directly to his people for the first time. His voice, calm yet heavy, announced surrender. But even then, elements of the military tried to resist, plotting a coup to stop the broadcast. They failed, and the war finally ended. For the first time in its history, Japan bowed not in conquest, but in defeat. Defeat brought occupation. American General Douglas MacArthur oversaw sweeping reforms, from dismantling the military to drafting a new constitution. War crimes trials in Tokyo sought justice for atrocities, while Japan's cities slowly began to rebuild from rubble. Hunger and poverty marked the years that followed, yet the seeds of transformation were already being planted. From ruins, Japan rose again. Within decades, it became an economic powerhouse, a nation rebuilt on technology, innovation, and peace. Its people embraced democracy, and pacifism was enshrined in its constitution. But the past remained present. Memories of war, controversy over history textbooks, and debates over the Yasukuni Shrine continued to spark reflection and conflict. Japan's wartime legacy became both a burden and a lesson for generations to come. Japan's journey through World War II was one of ambition, destruction, and rebirth. From its bold strategies to its darkest tragedies, the war reshaped the nation and left lessons for the world. Today, Japan stands not as a warrior empire, but as a symbol of resilience and renewal. Its story is a reminder of the cost of war, and of humanity's ability to rise again from the ashes.